Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, talking fishing. If it's facts about fishing that you want to know, then tune in, folks, cause this is the show. We'll show you all the right bait to use, so sit right back, you got nothing to lose. Doesn't really matter if it's trout or carp, flathead, marlin or a gummy shark. Listen to the guys and you can't go wrong. They'll be talking about fishing till the cows come home. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
And welcome everyone to Talking Fishing. Big show coming your way tonight. Adam Ring, welcome back.
Couple of weeks off. You had a few upgrades since I was in last day. This is a little bit fancy.
A little bit
including
different.
Yourself, or?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say it was an upgrade, but...
Niki, welcome to you.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Has anyone forgot to tell Jane Bunn that it's summer? I had to run to the car from home. Like, it was parked down the street today. And I had to sprint to the car to not get soaking wet.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to give away that my yoga class at 6 o'clock this morning, we had the heaters on the whole class.
I don't blame you.
Well, it shouldn't be this cold. The rain.
No,
It's ridiculous. And every day there's like this massive downpour of, it feels like about 20 mil.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, torrential rain.
Yeah.
Oh, when's it going to stop? And
Well, on the weekends it's nice every weekend, so we can't complain too much.
it has been, you're right. And I think Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday are quite warm, but a little bit of wind this weekend, but the last couple have been pretty good. So I headed offshore on Saturday. I just keep picturing what I came across. We headed offshore, and if you listen to Adam and I on Talking Fishing on 3MP every Saturday morning, we have a reporter called Zach Cross who works out of Queenscliff. Well, I'd said to Zach, look, I'll come out, because he did the week before, he did really well on the snapper.
Yeah.
So I go out. There's only a few places where you fish offshore for snapper. So I'll go out, probably about 6-7 k's offshore. And as I approach, it was like, I don't even know if Kenny Rogers is alive, right? But it was like there was a Kenny Rogers concert going on the boat. And all the crew, 10 in the morning with their bourbons, were singing The Gambler. And it was just fantastic. And I just texted him, I said, are you taking requests? I wouldn't mind a bit of Skyhooks. You know, so,
I know who they are.
But absolutely fantastic. And neither of us caught snapper. It was just, I think, maybe the full moon, I don't know.
Full moon. It's a weird thing, that full moon. Sends the fish weird.
Yeah.
Was the water looking like it offshore? Is it still a bit green?
No, it was all right.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, it was
Good
all
Did
right.
it have kingfisher written all over it?
Yeah, I mean, we sounded a lot of fish.
Yeah.
There was a lot of fish on the reefs. Nothing was biting. We caught nanagai, of all things.
Oh.
Did you keep it?
Kept one.
Because they're supposed to be real good.
They were all right eating. Yeah,
Oh, you had it already?
yeah,
Send it down to Cara.
yeah. I know. I've got to say, it had a smell about it. I don't know why.
A fishy smell?
Yeah. Anyway,
Probably
I don't know.
Probably that.
I don't know. I'd like to know if anyone can give me any. Was it sitting not on ice for too long? It tasted beautiful, but it had a smell about it. I don't know.
Interesting.
Is that nanagai? I don't know.
I don't know. I've
First
never
one I've
eaten
ever
one.
caught and cooked. I've caught them up in anyway, they're yelling at us. I've caught them up in Queensland before, but I think
they don't smell.
Well, I can't remember. It was a while ago. Oh, actually, no, I caught some earlier this year. But anyway, folks, let's have a look at what's been caught by the people at home. It's time for Catch of the Week.
Catch of the Week, brought to you by Shimano.
Now, I've got to say, I had to search far and wide for reports too this week, and I think it could have been the full moon.
Full moon,
You know,
and
normally
backed
got
up by
a
bit of foul weather.
cull 10 or 20.
Yeah.
This time, if you sent something in, you're probably going to be on the show. So anyway, first one. Look, young Scotty, he just outfished his mate Jerry on the boat.
Scotty!
Scotty Humbles, well done. 7.2 kilo snapper off Mornington. That's a cracking looking fish, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's good.
Hey?
Scotty, your big mistake though was you showed Jerry your mark, so
Yeah, I know. That's all Jerry does.
just ping marks.
Yeah, he just takes other people's marks.
Yeah.
But anyway, good on you, Scotty.
Scotty.
Well done. All right, let's head over to Western Port. Another lovely snapper from over there, 6.9 kilos from Paul Kotso. Have a look at this one.
That was good fish.
Yeah,
Yep.
nice.
So
This
it
man's
looks as though the fish that were caught were
he
pretty
can't
good.
show his face.
Yeah.
Remember that ad?
Yeah, I do.
That's a nice looking fish as well. John
Syragos.
thank you. 9.56. He's a good member down at Beau Morris Motor Yacht Squadron.
Yep.
And I tell you what, great facilities down there. If you love to have your little own private jetty, private restaurant, the best cleaning tables in Australia. By Morris Motor Yacht Squadron. And anyway,
would you get a
fish.
9.5 stuff, do you reckon? I know it's not a 10, but...
Still £20 though.
I was going to... technically it is. Okay, well,
I've seen a couple
would.
of those £20 fish this week.
Once it's on the wall, you can call it £20 all
Yeah.
you like.
Yeah, how would you know?
I reckon you would, Niki.
I reckon you would too. Why not?
Unfortunately, I've never caught one. Anyway. Best thing about snapper season is the whiting bite. All right, let's look at some whiting now. And I tell you what, this is an interesting one. Tracy Coulson. Have I got any? I don't know if I've got. No, I haven't got any mail on that one. Tracy did send a thing, but 428 grams. That's a different measurement for a whiting.
Yeah, how long
From
do you reckon?
Cryo Bay.
I have no concept of how long a 428 gram whiting would be.
No. I'll tell you what, that western side of the bay is actually fishing really, really well. You were saying, Niki, you're going to head down to Indented Head, did you say?
Yep, that's my plan, Bellarine, so...
That whole area is fishing really well, as Rhiannon Rundle found out. Have a look at this for a gummy shark off Indented Head.
Oh, nice.
I'd be happy with that.
Yep.
Yeah, beautiful.
Well done.
I know nothing about that area.
Oh, feel free to come down.
Yeah.
I'll show you some squid.
Yeah.
Maybe some gummies.
I know nothing about it.
The snapper over that side have been well. The whiting have been pretty good. It's all been good. I'm loving the photos of Flathead. People are sending their photos of Flathead in. It's so good to see. And by all accounts, it's looking like there's quite a lot of yank or blue spot flathead around. It just seems good. And some people are saying, we've got to look after them. They're a bit like duskies and all that. I'm not seeing... I'm seeing plenty of catches.
The netting's gone.
Yeah, and pop the photo up.
Yeah, pop the photo up.
I did cheat and I saw...
Graham Galvin, well done.
Size, 50
Nice.
This is why we're seeing photos of them, Dave, and why I think it's probably more of a environmental cycle type thing, because... We just haven't had an abundance of 50+ centimetre flathead in the bay for a long time.
Yeah.
And they're just, obviously there's been a good spawn at some point, and they're getting to a point where now they're this big. So I think it's more of a cycle thing. I don't think there's any major issues there. We just saw a lot of small ones for a while, and now they're going big.
Yeah. I don't think we've seen a lack of fish.
No. Because remember, you
fish.
used to put a snapperbait down, and these tiny flatties would be all over it. Now, if they're that size, you'll take it down.
Absolutely. Stonkers are still around.
Yeah.
Hey, have a look at this. Jackson Sap, a 14-pound
That's a great
Golden
photo
River
too, by the way.
stonker.
That's a great photo.
Anya Jackson.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the word is, Ads, you've heard it too.
I've heard it.
There are fish everywhere in the Goulburn River.
Everywhere. Every pool. Let's just say the floods were not so kind to some of the
trout farms. Yeah. But
And
good
they're
for
all
the
in the
punters
Goulburn.
now. And of course, I've been over, the Goulburn twice in the last week.
Is it still running?
It's nice and low. You cross the bridge at Thornton. I don't know if you go into the town of Thornton, go straight ahead over the bridge. Like you could walk the banks easy. You walk along the rocks in waders. Like it's really low now.
For those thinking about it, go, because literally every pool is loaded with fish.
Yeah.
Loaded.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's good.
But I saw a cow in a paddock. He would have been about 400 metres in the paddock. He still had his wetsuit and goggles and snorkel on. So
Just in case.
it did get pretty high there. So, all right. Look, so this one here. This is. I think this is from this bloke. Let's have a look at this. Tony Hines, Chinook salmon. Hi, enjoying the show. I fished Lake Bullinmerrow during the week, and despite the lake being covered by blue-green algae, the fishing was great fishing with downriggers at 10 to 15 metres using minnow lures. I caught Chinook salmon to 2 kilo and a brown to 1.72 kilos. Now, here's the brown. Have a look at that. A lovely brown trout. Isn't it? It's a different looking brown.
Yeah, it's not so
it's
long.
Deep, it's silvery. That's a good looking fish. And Tony also comments the new ramp and jetties are fantastic, and that's a big congratulations to KG and the team there at Better Boating Victoria. So, all right, Donnie writes. You know Donnie's.
Oh, no, Donnie.
Donnie's. He is possibly going to be one of the first people in the Western Port Angling Club to get a letter from the King for turning 100. Donnie, Dave Vandenbroek and I tried our luck at Blue Rock on Saturday. Dave caught a very small brown trout, 150 mil, while trialling. I managed 2 Australian bass. Let's have a look at the bass. on a gold size 3 stump jumper with shallow dive bib. So well done, Donnie.
So good to see Donnie and Dave PB'd again this week.
Yeah.
Dave. Good job, boys.
I'll tell you what. And lucky last, you don't see too many photos of Mulloway out of Lake Tyres, but Andy Clothier, have a look at this.
It's a good one
Nice.
That's not bad.
That's not a
Yeah.
little one.
Considering all the openings, well, it's still open.
Still open.
Still open. That's not a bad
That would have been a
fish.
pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
I like
So,
it.
there you go. Lake Tyres never ceases to amaze.
Yeah.
Eh? If you'd like to send in a pic of your catch of the week, this is what you have to do.
If you want to be like me and have your photo on TV, email your fishing pics to info@ifish.com.au. Fish on!
I wanna go fishing.
And coming up, fisheries news, including a heap of events coming up. Have your pen handy to write down the dates, because there is plenty of them. Next on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
We know what you'd rather be doing.
We know what you've really got in mind.
We know you'd rather be out fishing. And today's the day you're gonna wet a line. 'Cause every day's a good day.
Stop wishing. Every day's a chance to drift away.
Drift away.
Every day's a good day for fishing. See it down and tackle world today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Live from the studios of Channel 31 Melbourne, it's now time for some very fishy news.
And welcome back to Talking Fishing. Bit of news to get through, so we better get into it. The first one is a bit of good news. I know it's been a long time coming, but the headline is Rye Pier reopens in time for summer. Although you wouldn't know it's summer out there.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Major works to rebuild the first 309 metres of Rye Pier are now complete, with visitors and locals being able to enjoy the popular pier in time for summer. Did you know it was 309?
No, I was going to say.
Well, it must be longer.
Sounds long.
I didn't realise it was that long. Funded as part of the Andrews Labor government's $24 million Piers and Jetties economic stimulus package, the upgrades include a wider Australian hardwood timber deck, new safety handrails and solar-powered lighting. Rye Pier was originally built, get this, in 1860 by Don Newman and Associates. That wasn't true. Jutting out into the bay in the heart of Rye Village. The popular landmark is loved for sightseeing, fishing and boating, featuring a low platform and seating for visitors. The pier is also an excellent day and night dive site, offering beautiful underwater vistas and some of the warmest water in Port Phillip.
There you go.
What is it, warm around?
Yeah,
Must
that's
be.
something
What are they all
new there.
peeing
All
in
the
their
divers.
boxes or
Yes, they're all
something?
winging it.
Yeah.
How does that work out? The Rye Pier is a warmer... Anyway, I'm just reading what they put out.
I was at Rye yesterday,
Yeah.
and they're already catching squid off the new pier.
Oh,
Really?
fantastic.
That's awesome to see.
So it's all happening.
I tell you what, if you holiday down at Marlow over the Christmas break, you are going to be excited about this. And I tell you what, there's some cracking photos. The headline here is boating set to heat up at Cape Conran. We might just cycle through these photos. The Andrews Labor government has made heading offshore in East Gippsland easier for recreational boaters with upgrades at the Cape Conran boat ramp near Marlow. The project included building a longer and steeper single lane ramp, extending the jetty and a new concrete apron as part of the Labor government's $47.2 million investment to improve recreational boating across the state. The boat ramp is the lone coastal boat ramp between Lakes Entrance and Malakuta, so very important to those people that want to launch there in the state's Far East, providing offshore fishers the chance to chase prized species like swordfish in the deep blue and giving divers access to Beware Reef Marine Sanctuary. The construction of a long ramp with steeper gradient will assist in minimising sand accumulation and reduce the frequency of required maintenance. At the top of the ramp, the new concrete apron will make it easier for boaters to turn around and back trailers down the ramp. I think we've got some good... Oh yeah, that was an aerial shot. So that's looking pretty good.
Yeah, just in time.
Obviously got to be there for the right weather.
I was
Yeah.
going to say,
Yeah.
it looked pretty
Looked a little
gnarly
rough.
in the photos. That's all right, just testing out the new facilities there.
That's
The
it.
weather doing its thing.
Yeah.
But that'll be good, yeah. Swordfish, kingfish season
Yeah,
right around the corner as well.
yeah.
More access
I
to
think
that.
there's some good reefs off there for the Kings.
Yeah, we got Marlow Reef, Tamboon Reef.
Craig Ingram always bangs on about it down there. He
Yep. Gets a
catch
few.
a heap. So, all right, there's a few events coming up, and if you've got your pens ready, of course, we'll put these up on our social media over the next few days anyway. But the World Recreational Fishing Conference is coming to Melbourne. Now, let me talk a little bit about this, because you're probably seeing the prices written there, and yes, they're right, and yes, you're probably just falling off your seat. This is a real sciencey conference. The world leaders in recreational fishing science come to Melbourne, and they're talking all sorts. You know, they love their climate change and how it's affecting different species and habitat and all that sort of stuff. So the regular bloke who fishes, you know, off a pier is not going to come to this thing.
No.
It's very science-based, but it's a great thing. I went to the one in Canada, and hence it is a real upmarket sort of thing. And yeah, it's expensive to go to. So, but anyway, if you're a little bit interested in science, it's absolutely something that you should put in your diary. And so was it February 20 to 22? So that's 3 days. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But the next event, if we can flick over to the next one, is the Ultimate Fishing Expo. So this is going to be held the 2 days prior to the World Rec Fishing Conference.
So this one's for the not so smart people that just want to look at fishing.
This is for the punters.
Yeah, nice.
All right. The Ultimate Fishing
that's where
Expo
I'll
is
be.
coming and will be a celebration of all things recreational fishing. The free 2-day extravaganza will feature the latest equipment and hottest talent in recreational fishing from here and abroad. So while there's international speakers coming to the World Rec Conference, some of those international speakers will speak at this one.
Nice.
I know April Vokey, who
coming.
spoke at the Trout. Were you there that year, the Trout?
No.
No, that was Hillary. You're getting them confused.
No, April's done it as well.
Oh, has she?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
April's done the Trout one as well. But Adam misses out, right? Because what he does.
I went to one.
Yeah, well, we had did we have the Mansfield Open, the tennis comp?
I haven't played.
Year?
No.
No, we don't invite you along to that because you probably win. Because we're all hopeless.
That started. Yeah, I didn't.
After.
It started after.
Okay.
I saw the race, the car race.
Oh yeah, the Porsche Targa race that we used to be on. Used to be good when it was up there. But anyway, so this one is for free. It runs on the Saturday and Sunday, and it's a cracker. I know Paul Worsing, Paddy Dangerfield, all those guys are talking as well.
Nice.
Some real who's who of fishing in Australia will be talking, plus some international speakers, and it'll be a good one. So put that in your diary. That'll be at the Melbourne Convention and Exhibition Centre. And I think part of the Ultimate Fishing Expo is also fishing clubs get a stand there. There'll be like a mini AFTA.
Yeah.
So there'll be retailers, but I think potentially like the Shimano's and that will be coming as well with their ranges and stuff. So it'll be big.
Cool.
Yeah.
It'll be big.
I
It'll be
like
big.
it.
So put that one in your diaries. 18 and 19 of February.
I'd have to check that one out.
All right.
Yeah.
Couple of weeks later, another event. We showcased this one last week. We'll keep doing it. Whiting Challenge 2023. What a great competition. Major prizes valued at over $12,000, which is a boat trailer and motor package. The heaviest whiting wins the original whiting painting, an original whiting painting by Bridget Thomas. It is sensational. $1,000 from Paul Worsing for the first person that gets a 1 kilo or more.
Kegger.
So
There has been a couple called
one or
this
two.
season.
Oh, yeah, but it's only ever gone off 1 or 2 times, and this is the 33rd event. So there you go. All the categories for the kids, the ladies. I'll be down there to present the prizes on Sunday, the 5th of March. So put that one in your diary. Great. You don't have to be a member of the club, but just a great family comp. So
Is there a kayak section?
I don't think there's a kayak section.
Work it out, Don.
Anyway, all right. This one, this is really interesting. So we had Taylor Hunt on a while back, and I think was that the episode where we talked about Macca's? I can't remember.
Can't remember what he talked
But
about.
Macquarie Perch have got to be probably the most important, from a rec angling point of view, endangered species. That the Victorian government, as well as the New South Wales government, are dearly trying to recover those species. And one of the problems is they have never been bred in captivity. So to breed them and stock them is a really, really, really hard thing to do.
Yep.
Steve Vidler, who works up at Snobs Creek, is an absolute marvel, and he's done some pretty amazing things. I'm going to talk about them in a minute, but let's have a look at a little video of some fertilised eggs that are going into the incubator. to hatch, and you'll see all the eggs going. Look, they're all the eggs.
Wow, yeah.
So they're fertilised, they come out of a tray, and they go into this incubator, and that incubator, it's got a little bit of water trickling in. It tumbles the eggs to try and represent a river, a slow running stream where they would normally, spawn. So there's, I haven't got the latest count, but there were thousands and thousands of eggs went in. I think they collected 50 brood stock from up at Dartmouth. Nice. Brought them back to Snobs, then they give them an injection to lay their eggs or strip the eggs in some cases. But the interesting thing, I was up at Snobs for the Snobs Creek board last week, is Steve grabbed a female that he felt was going to spawn on her own without a hormone injection, and he put 2 males in, an older male and a younger male, put them in the tank and covered it in black plastic. Now, I'm not sure whether you put a Netflix movie on or not, but those fish did their business naturally in a tank. Bit of Barry White, someone just said. Yeah. Barry White loved music. They first time ever that he's been able to produce eggs naturally without injections or stripping and
all they needed was a bit of mood lighting.
Yeah, bit of black plastic over the tank. So
I'm
not saying he's cracked the code, but he's
on the way.
He had 3 fish that 2 men and a woman in the tank, and they did it. So how good is that? They're all hatching as we speak. They're hatching.
Oh, nice!
So,
fantastic.
One of the really, really hard things is this time of year, Snobs Creek. Normally they've got 17, 18 degrees. They'll be down about 10 degrees, and I'll tell you what, they're relying on heat exchanges. I tell you, because
come on, summer, lift your game.
Where is it? I mean, last Thursday it snowed on Mount Donabuang. I know that's not near Snobs, but that's reflective of the temperature across
it's cold enough that
the
it's still
state.
snowing.
So anyway, there you go. That's the news. Coming up next, product of the week, and we head into the kitchen with Cara next on Talking Fishing.
Talking Fishing.
Good morning, spotters. Stephanie speaking.
Product of the week, brought to you by Tackle World.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Welcome back to Talking Fishing, and just as we head into Christmas, a brand new drop. They arrived in stores this week. Is the new Miraval reels, which you'll see pop up all over social media and also in all of your local tackle shops, because these are going to be something special just in time for Christmas. We've spoken about CI4 Plus on this program quite a bit, Dave and Niki, over the years, and it's been a very popular development in reel technology. That's now been worked down into a reel that sits between a Nasky and a Stratic. So this is going to sit at about, depending on size, around the $220 mark.
Okay.
I think somewhere around there. 5+1 bearings, CI4 plus body. Basically, it means that is, for its price point, one of the lightest reels on the market. So it's a finesse style reel. Having said that, though, the 3000, which I've got here, is 9 kilos of drag.
Wow.
So it's a lot. And if you ever need to stretch that out to 9 kilos, you're probably using a reel that's too small for the job.
Yeah.
But what it means, especially for us down here, as a port filler based soft plastics reel for snapper, it means
It's
if
gonna
you
do the
hook,
job.
that's right. If you hook a big one, if you're sitting down off rickets in 6 metres of water and hook a 6 kilo fish off the bottom, don't worry.
Yeah, you got this.
Reel can handle it, no worries.
Yeah.
The 4 and 5,000, which we've seen come into play
in a 5 as well.
Yeah, in a 5, so 1,000 through to 5,000.
Compact 5.
Compact 5. 11 kilos of drag in the 4 and 5 kilo. So
wow,
those size reels with as rod technology increases, those port filler bay style, I guess, bait fishing rods are becoming so light The old traditional reels start to get too big, and that's where a 4 and a 5,000 comes in. Now you have an ultra light option, but it also becomes, I guess, a light, medium to heavy tackle inshore thing too.
Yeah.
So where I'm really interested, Dave, is with this kingfish reef that is inside Port Phillip Heads, out of the gnarly water. There is every reason, not just this season, but going forward, we get consistent top water bites.
Yeah.
Or if you want a soft plastics fish for kingfish, you'll be able to do it. And there is a lightweight option, a physical lightweight option in a Miraval 5000 that holds plenty of 20 to 30 pound braid, pulls 11 kilos of drag, can easily sit on a graphite rod of 5 to 10 kilos. And you can have your time of your life on one of the best species that's growing in Victoria at the moment. So whether you're a trout fisherman...
Taylor Hunt hooked a rat king on Saturday. While I was out there, he yelled out and said, "Oh, got one."
They've been there.
Yeah.
They've been there. So that's been exciting and promising, considering we've been keeping an eye on water temperatures and water clarity, which seem to be fluctuating all over the place, but it's to be expected with the weather. But that can only get better. Whether you're a trout fisherman, which the trout are also in one of the hottest bite periods we've ever seen at the moment, then going up into squid, brim, estuary perch, redfin, yellow belly, Murray cod. There is a reel in the Miraval range, whether you're a bait fisherman or a lure caster, there is a reel in that range that will suit your needs. And I said, it is the lightest reel that you can, one of the lightest reels you can buy for its price point. That is going to be a very, very hot item over Christmas. And they just hit stores this week, as far as I believe.
Yeah.
So they're literally hot off the press, brand new.
There you go. Miraval.
Miraval. I like it.
Add it to your Christmas list.
Yep.
Yeah. We're that close to Christmas. Next week's our last show.
Wow.
Yeah, it's come around quick. It doesn't feel like Christmas. Is it because the weather's bad?
I think so. Anyway, 1 week to go. Make sure you're watching next week. It's a big one. Awesome. That's good to see. Why don't we head into the kitchen now with Cara?
Yeah.
Let's have a look at what's being cooked up in the kitchen with Cara.
I have got some lovely rockling fillets today. The recipe I have created is going to showcase this fish beautifully. Using some beautiful fresh thyme, we are going to make a mustard and herb crusted ling. To get started, we're going to make our own breadcrumbs. So I've got this beautiful ciabatta roll and I've blipped it into a food processor to get this lovely, nice and coarse crumb. You can substitute this for panko crumbs if you don't want to make your own. I'm going to add in some Parmesan cheese that's been grated. In with our thyme, I've picked the leaves off. We're going to zest half of a lemon and add this. And then finally in with some olive oil. Now we're going to mix this through and allow the breadcrumbs to absorb all of the oil. So we'll let it sit just for a little while before we coat our fish. This is where we get to have a little bit of fun with this dish. So with our fillets, we want to make sure that they're placed skin side down. And we're going to spread a very thin layer of some Dijon mustard on top of our fish here. We want a fairly nice even coating. And this is going to allow our crumb mix to stick to it. Next, we are going to place our fish mustard side down into our crumb mix, very carefully. Press that down. We want to have a really nice, thick and even coating. Now you'll notice we're only doing one side of the fish here. So this is exactly what we're wanting it to look like. It smells beautiful. The beautiful herbs coming through. So we can just top these off with a little bit extra and then we can cook these. There are a couple of options when it comes to cooking the fish. You can put this straight into a hot oven, 180 degrees, and it will take 10 to 12 minutes to cook. Alternatively, we can brown off the base first, which is what I'm going to do, and then transfer it into the oven. So a little splash of olive oil, and then carefully transfer our fish onto the hot pan. A quick season of salt and pepper. And then we'll let the base brown and then we'll transfer it into an oven. The bottom has been browning for 2 minutes, so we're going to pop it into the oven. This handy little combo will act as an oven, so I'm just going to close the lid. But for you at home, just place this into the oven. And this will only need a further 10 minutes. Our fish is cooked and it is gorgeous, golden, crunchy brown on top. To serve this, I've got some beautiful fresh asparagus here, which I've just charred. And we'll place our fish on top. You can finish that off with any dressing of your choice and some fresh lemon. Until next week, happy cooking.
Over to the food critics.
Yep. So, few things on this recipe.
She's going to cop it, okay.
No.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
If I was to try and make that crumb, it'd end up as a dough because it put too much stuff in it. Mustard, interesting, binding agent.
I love it.
Binding
Bit different. Bit
Yep.
different.
And that little cooking contraption that Cara just used. Where do I get one of them?
I know, like she says, we're just going to pop this
This
in
is
the
an
oven.
oven.
Yeah, and
then she flips the lid and it's an oven.
I could burn so much stuff in that thing. I need one.
You'd probably do your hash browns in it, wouldn't you?
No, I've got an air fryer for that.
Your kids live on hash browns?
Nah.
Do you live on hash browns?
Sometimes when I don't have the kids, yep.
All good. Now, Niki, we're not allowed to mention the lodge. It's on the Delatite River, isn't it?
No, Hauka, I'm pretty sure.
What lodge? I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking
sorry,
about. I'm
we're sending
absolutely
people-
copying it, so
The
no
Goulburn's
mention.
the Goulburn's been fishing really well.
Don't speak of the H word, please, Dave.
No, okay, well, stick to the Goulburn. The other thing is, like when those stonkers, we saw that in Catch of the Week, the stonkers were stocked at a time where, well, there was floods,
There's floods,
and it hasn't receded for quite some time. So can you imagine how many stonkers are still around? Like people are going to be catching them. The water's not going to be warm. People that are going up there for Christmas holidays around, the breakaway and stuff like that, they're going to have a ball this year.
Yeah, you just have a look at it. We've had a whole trout opening that couldn't happen because of weather. Stonkers in, escapees everywhere, and no fishing pressure. If you're not travelling inland for your Christmas holidays, there's something wrong.
Yeah, people are going to turn into trout.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, coming up next, Kramer's Mailbag and plenty more. Next on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Alrighty, bit of mailbag here. The first one is from Steve. He writes, "Hi Dave, just thought I'd share with Talking Fishing what a bunch of guys at the Rufus River / Murray River are giving a go. Funny thing is no other waterboard has done a thing for the Blackwater and our great natives." Now this is Rufus River. It's up near Lake Victoria where it runs in the Murray, which is like almost at the South Australia, New South Wales, Victoria border. So it's right in the corner of the state. Let's have a look at the photos. My good friend Al, who is the lockmaster at Lock 7 on the Murray, is working in conjunction with Clay and his team from Lake Victoria to try and give some of our big old girls and boys a chance of survival. They're installing these aerators. Now, they've installed 12 solar-generated aerators at a cost of $10,000 each and 3 electrical paddle wheel types. That was the other day at $3,000 each. Hopefully they can... that will actually change the oxygen levels, which is in the Blackwater.
Yeah.
Blackwater's, virtually dead water, no dissolved oxygen. So they're having a go. There's also, I think they've put up some temporary fencing too to try and keep the fishers apparently targeting the fish there, as fishers do. But anyway, trying to keep them out. So well done,
that's
Steve.
good that there's a
good
bit of
work,
effort
team.
going on to try something.
Sending that in.
Yep.
Niki, the Wharf night you held, I got some photos from that.
Oh, gee, we had a bit of fun.
You had a Wharf night down at Complete Angler Dandy night.
Yep.
When was that,
George
last
hosted
Friday
us.
or something?
Yeah, last Friday. So we had a good night. We did some knot tying, some rigs, talked about squid and snapper fishing, and met a few ladies, got to know a few people. So it was a really fun night, and think everyone took something away. We had a bit of pizza.
Yeah.
I think we were there till
Mark
nearly
joined
10
Michelle
o'clock.
on the stage. Was it?
Mark? Oh, yeah, Mark.
Michelle's
Yes,
wife.
sorry,
Michelle's
Jackman.
wife. Michelle's
Yep.
husband, sorry.
Yep, Mark, yeah, he was very helpful. Shout
Yeah.
out to Mark. But
Yeah.
no, we had a great bunch of ladies. So thanks to everyone that did come down and took
Yeah.
the time. And
Yeah.
looking
Way to
forward
go.
to more events.
Well
like
done,
that.
George, for hosting that. All right. Oh, this one was from... Now, this has been a bit of a family affair. I'll tell you what, Niki, we might get an invite to Christmas lunch here. Hi, Kramer. This is from Liz Turchett. I think I've got it right. Thank you so very much for featuring Mario Falzone with his 80cm snapper on Catch of the Week this week. He definitely is now the fishing famous celebrity of the family. He's loving it. You made him extremely happy, and I'm now the favourite in-law of all time. God, now all the other in-laws will be...
Nice.
That'll be on.
Competition time.
And... yeah, I reckon you
So
should...
she's passed the baton.
Yeah,
Last week it was...
what a great family. Sharing the love, sharing the
lovely.
photos. And Wayne Emery, I think he might have written to us about a week ago, didn't have the answers for him. Hi everyone, can you please tell me if Lake Burrumbeet has been stocked this year, looking to go up for Christmas time and do a bit of camping? Well, Wayne, we were trying to get someone on the show tonight, but we couldn't. So, but it was stocked in July this year with 5,000 rainbow trout that were average size 36 gram. So they'd be kind of advanced fingerlings, I think. Yeah.
Kind of like the one that Donnie caught.
Yep. That's harsh.
Well, you know.
That is harsh. And Wayne, on the 5th of October this year, 1,500 rainbow trout, double the size, about 72 gram average, were also stocked into Burrumbeet. So there you go. Hopefully you get to catch yourself a little feed of thing. Now I couldn't see that Burrumbeet had been stocked the last few years. Maybe it was a bit dry or something, maybe. But what lake doesn't have a lot of water in it right
Yeah, I
now?
know.
Yeah.
Like everywhere.
Yeah, it's set them all up for the future, that's for sure.
Oh,
Well, speaking of for the future, what's that? Is Tolondo still got water running?
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't believe. So Rocklands, I'm going to go by memory, Rocklands was sitting at about 77%. In September, it was 26%, so nearly tripled. Tolondo has, I think, received about 20,000 megalitres and still flowing full bore, but it's had another 5,000 megalitres of natural flow go into it.
Wow.
I think, is it
Far out.
Talbot Creek or something? There's some creek that runs into it. I don't know that area that well, but amazing. Amazing. That place is going to be full, and as soon as it's cool, and I say cool enough.
They
I mean,
could do it now,
you
really.
could do it now, but it's
The fish will be
Yeah,
ready
they
by
won't-
winter.
they won't survive the summer, let's
no. And the
be
thing that
honest,
people
yeah.
don't understand is there's a number of trucks at Snobs Creek and Arcadia that are actually working full time. There's no spare capacity to go, oh,
Yeah.
let's stop doing
Let's just
natives
do-
and let's go and
yeah.
do some trout.
Yeah.
You know, it's all programmed, and those things. I think they did 350,000 kilometres in the past 12 months. So, but anyway, there you go. All right, if you'd like to write into Kramer's Mailbag, this is what you do.
Send your mail to Kramer's Mailbag, PO Box 734, Patterson Lakes, Victoria 3197, or email kramer@ifish.com.au.
Now, I want to talk serious, if I can. Every show, right? We've been going over 200 episodes, 8 years. We do the radio every week, and Adam, I say something, and maybe just it's just a comment at the end of every show, but I say, please stay safe on the water and enjoy your fishing.
Yep.
And people always think they're safe until an accident happens. And unfortunately, at Lake Mulwala, the first fishing death occurred for the season, which was, it was pretty tragic. For those people that haven't seen that, let's have a look at the news item from a couple of days ago.
Search teams back on the water in an effort to find 16-year-old Jack Bird from Shepparton. As dawn breaks over Lake Mulwala, choppy waves as far as the eye can see.
The weather conditions today and the next couple of days aren't very favourable to assist police.
The first-year mechanical engineering apprentice was last seen around 9 a.m. yesterday. He'd gone fishing with a mate. Their tinny was hit by a wave, sending them into the water.
A good Samaritan has stopped to assist the two males in the water and has actually grabbed a flotation device and assisted one of those males to come back to shore.
Jack was last seen treading water. his friend lucky to make it to dry land.
The surviving male is obviously been supported by family and a strong community network.
That same community home to a boy with a love of motorbikes who last month won gold at a World Skills Turning event, now the centre of a desperate search effort. A major operation on and above the water, as loved ones gather at the Seabull Resort, watching police from 2 states navigating rough water with maritime and SES officers. Police have been searching the lake for 2 days now, conditions making it increasingly difficult for specialised equipment like sonar. But they won't give up until they find Jack.
We'll search as long as we need to the best for the family, to bring them some closure and bring it all together.
Until then, a family and a community can do little but wait. In Yarrawonga, Penelope Leash, 9 News.
I guess, the sad thing is there's going to be a family at Christmas lunch that's going to have a 16-year-old missing from the table, and it's tragic. Like, I'm probably the biggest hater of the nanny state, if you like, because sometimes I see rules that, you just go, they lower the speed limit again, or they do this and that. But the life jacket laws came in for a reason, and they came in for a reason that it prevents people dying, So if you're going to go out in a small tinny and the weather's a bit rough, and I know it's an inland water, but Lake Mulwalla's probably the best of them. Yeah. You just got to be wearing a life jacket if that's the rules.
Yeah, well, it's a confronting reminder that safety is paramount, and even in shallow waterways, because Mulwalla's not excessively deep, but it can be those shallow open expanses of water that can get quite nasty in unfavourable weather. So don't risk it. I know it's been a bit of an average summer so far, but it's not worth that Murray cod that you're chasing, or that snapper or squid or yellowback. It's
not worth a life.
It's not worth it. Life jackets on. Be mindful of the weather.
I really, really don't like. I don't enjoy wearing a life jacket when I'm going for kings in the rip.
Yeah.
Particularly if you're jigging. I mean, I'm getting a bit old for jigging now, but it's still, you've got to wear one. And the reason for that is, there is a reason.
Yeah, that's right.
People have died, and so they've gone from the Queenskiff Lighthouse to Point Nepean Point. There's a line there, and if you're that side of the line, you've got to wear a life jacket at all times. And
safety's got to be paramount.
There's no reason not to. Like, so what if you get a little bit warm? The laws are there for a reason, and it's a tragic accident that, quite frankly, those accidents are preventable.
Yeah, life jackets. And
check your weather.
That's right. Yeah. Understand the conditions and just check. Yeah. It's not worth it.
Yep. All right, coming up next, the all-important hotspots. They're coming up on Talking Fishing.
Talking Fishing.
The Beaumaris Motor Yacht Squadron is a trailer boat and social club on Port Phillip Bay. The club has a great range of facilities, including multiple boat ramps, ample car and trailer parking, boat wash and fish cleaning, fishing competitions and boat safety lectures, boating activities and club events, a restaurant and 2 bars. Easy launch and retrieval makes for a relaxing time on the water for you, your family and friends to enjoy. And boating memberships are now available. The Beaumaris Motor Yacht Squadron, the best trailer boat experience on the bay.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
And now the segment you've all been waiting for, Fishing Hotspots, brought to you by the Beaumaris Motor Yacht Squadron, Melbourne's premier trailer boat club.
Welcome back. Our very good friend Joe Farr, Adam, tells us about hotspot number 1.
Yeah.
The garfish are back at Blairgowrie. How good's that?
Yes, to the gars.
Normally they disappear around August.
Yep.
So they say, and well, they didn't disappear. Maybe they still think it's before August with the water temperature.
Who knows? It wouldn't surprise me. But you know what? The gars can hang around as long as they want.
Yeah, that's so good for the people that go camping on the peninsula, because that's your bread and butter fish.
Take your kids.
You'll get them off.
Yeah,
you'll get them off Blairgowrie, Sorrento, Portsea Pier, the little one at Cameron's Bight.
Yeah.
Probably get them off Rye now that that's reopened. Like,
if there's a few of them
so
around,
good.
you could even just burley up off the beach, just
they come on
outside
the beach
of
for
your,
sure.
you know, your campsite or your caravan, and
particularly at night.
Yeah,
get the light out and the net and
good. Yeah,
absolutely.
I didn't think of that.
All right, as we saw, Scotty Humble's got into some nice snapper off Mornington. That's a hot spot this week. Plenty of good fish out and around 18, 19 metres there off Mornington.
Yeah, the snapper, it's when I say it's quietly really good, it's only quietly good because the weather's been average. But it's as soon as it comes good, even it's been that good. Even those little windows are
1 or
worth
2
fishing.
days a week at the most, isn't it?
Yeah. But there's been some good fish. 20-pound fish out of Port Phillip this week.
Yeah. All right, over in Western Port, our good friend Steve Johnson gives us these reports every week. Fairhaven Channel is fishing very, very well for King George whiting at the moment, and some thumpers.
Yeah,
as you were saying, you've seen some big ones.
Yeah, in the last month, there's been a couple of genuine kilo fish.
Yep.
But the average size has been pretty good. Though, according to Steve, you've got to move because they will. If you do sit on a school of small fish, they tend to be all sitting in their like sizes.
Yep. So move around to find the big ones. If you're looking for a snapper this weekend, although it's a little bit blowy, just check your weather before going out. But Elizabeth Island's fishing really, really well on that eastern side of French Island. So get out there from Coronella or Rill or wherever you like to launch down there. All right, if you're heading inland, you would be mad this weekend, even though it's blowy, you would be mad. It's going to be warm.
Yep.
I reckon there'd be fish biting off the surface with the flies.
And
you get your fly
that's
right out.
why you'd go, because it's blowy. There's not much, the bay's going to be pretty average.
Yeah. Get up to the Goulburn River.
Yep.
That's the next hot spot. Trout everywhere, they say.
Yeah, from what I understand, just find a little bit of water, cast a lure, and hold on.
Yeah.
It's been pretty good.
All right, and the lucky last hot spot for the week. If you're lucky enough to be heading to this place for the Christmas holidays, you're in with a chance of some great feeds around the campfire at night. But if you're heading up this weekend, there'll be less people. Gippsland Lakes, King George whiting, can't beat it.
How good is it that Gippsland Lakes is back for King George whiting? Last 2 years have been back to the good old days.
Yeah.
And they're catching them off footbridges, they're catching them out in boats.
And they're as good a size as what you get out of Western Port.
Yeah, it's been genuinely unreal.
Yeah. There you go, that's the hot spots. Water temperature, you had a couple of questions during the break.
Yeah, offshore is really piquing my interest, Dave, because since the bluefin and kingfish bite from the last few years, more people are venturing offshore.
Yeah.
We speak to Zach Cross on the radio every week, and I know there's a genuine snapper fishery, flathead fishery, kingfish fishery, bluefin fishery.
Yeah. You're saying bluefin, there was some bluefin caught
Yeah,
last
I did see on social media that recently, like this week or late last week recently, there was a couple of small bluefin caught. So that's a great sign as we head into the holidays. But Dave, you've been offshore. How do those offshore temperatures sit in the bay? Are they similar?
No. Well, I went offshore Saturday, and we certainly. I tell you what, variation though. When you're offshore from, we ended up off Anglesey in the end, but from the heads where we were getting like 16.9, we found 18.1 out there
offshore
when we went further out, and the water was quite good, like quite blue. Ordnance said perfect, but well on the way to being a really nice blue water out there. There was certainly none of the green water that we'd seen, or brown water. There was a lot of brown that was sort of out of the Barwon River. We didn't see that at all out there, so
that's good.
That was certainly good. I reckon the bay has still got a tinge of green about it.
Which kind of
Sorrento, Portsea,
makes
still
sense.
a little tinge of that green algae sort of colour.
And this rain we're getting now is not
I was going to say, I'll
Yeah.
hang around for a little bit with this week's rain.
Yeah, well, that's right. And
also
but
muck
it's
the temperature
also,
around again.
we also had plenty of, like 18 degrees in the bay. So
Yeah,
no doubt about
nice.
it. And when you look at the charts,
Is that down for this time of year?
it should be 19 approaching
pushing
20. Yeah. You'd hope by the end of December that you're nudging 20
20s.
because it's like it's cold to jump in the water at 18.
Yeah.
You know, it's you want that. All those holiday makers down the peninsula, they like to be swimming in 21 or 22, and it'll get to 22 in February. There's no doubt, but hopefully, I think things will turn around. But
hopefully it stops raining from tomorrow.
Yeah,
for a little while.
We'll see.
Who knows what La Nina?
Yeah.
I've
had enough of it.
Well, I was saying till Feb, weren't they? That's the...
Yeah. I was in a bakery yesterday, and it was raining outside, and the lady said, this, what did she call it? Mamina or something. People got all these, they're all... I don't know.
That's La
I don't know,
Nina's
but
sister.
anyway.
She's no good either.
Yeah. Niki, so you're heading to Indented Head at
I am,
Christmas. What do you do
Ballerine.
there?
Oh, we'll go squidding normally.
Do you?
Yeah, love it down there, and hang
Do you have to go far off?
Definitely not. I'll often go land-based.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yep.
nice.
Yeah, why not?
What
Take a
piers?
jig and, Indented Heads boat ramp's okay. St
okay.
Leonard's, Port Arlington, they're all good.
Yep.
Really can't go wrong. Just need a good wind and off you go.
Whiting land-based at all?
Look, I haven't fished for them. I'm sure they'd be there.
Yeah.
Because that's Indented Head's more of a whiting mark than anything, isn't it? Or an area, I should say.
Probably squid is number one, but whiting definitely.
Yeah. There you go. All right, that's it for the show. Hope you enjoyed the show. It's a big week next week, our last show for the season. Make sure you come and join us. Until we see you again next week on Talking Fishing, please stay safe on the water, as I always say, and enjoy your fishing.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. We got all you need, just take a look. Watch those fish jump on your hook. So just relax and take your time. Enjoy the show, then drop us a line. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing.
Have a good weekend, Mr. Walker.
You too, son.